Hi guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you're new around here. And if you are new, then first of all, my name is Jason, and basically this channel is about me doing this self-build campervan motorhome. The base vehicle is an Iveco daily 6.7 ton ex-prison truck. In the back here, the habitation area, it used to have 6 holding cells, so it would carry 6 prisoners along with one single guard who used to sit on a chair here, and all the control panel and desk and everything used to be here. And so basically that's what the channel's about. And if you haven't already subscribed yet, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell, because I don't want you to miss the future updates or the future videos coming out, which now will be regularly, sort of around once a week, or at least once a week. And I'm hoping to squeeze out a couple a week so I can do sort of like a midweek Q&A session. But also in that Q&A session, instead of being so much questions and me answering them, I'd like to approach some of the comments you see that are related to van life. Or I mean, as an example, today I was on Park for Night, and I mean I've been using that app now for a number of years, but it really has, it shouldn't be called Park for Night anymore, because nearly every single location you look at, all overnight parking has been banned, okay, or has stopped. So I'm in the middle of London, okay, so it happens everywhere. It's not just in the countryside, and you know, people driving from town centres into the countryside and they do it. It's just you know what, everybody do it. Everybody just shits on their own doorstep, and it's really annoying. But I don't want to go on too much of a rant, but have a look at this photograph. This is what I was greeted early this morning when I walked out to my van. These were literally put in front of my van. Now, I'd already cleared rubbish from the back and a couple of energy drink cans from the side door as I've come around the side to open up the door to come in and do this video, okay. But this is what we're up against. And so I've seen the comments on Park for Night that I wouldn't stay there again because there was an overflowing litter bin or something. You know, I mean, to say you wouldn't, oh, but I enjoyed the night, right? But they wouldn't stay there again because there was an overflowing litter bin. It's just some things I find funny when I read them, and then when they talk about the boy racers, oh man, it just seems like the whole world, people really have well and truly forgotten totally what it's like to be young again. I'm 51. Yeah, anyway, look, I'm ranting, but so that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to sort of get a midweek, try and drum up a bit of debate. But I will be making sure I keep on top of the debate, because I don't want people to start getting the arse ache about over someone who has a particular opinion. You know, like I have nothing against the kids that want to drive around with their loud exhaust pipes. They want to drive. Yes, it does take the mick if it's 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and they're sat outside. Like, for example, this is a really quiet residential street and they start absolutely taking the mick. Then yeah, you're going to have a bit of a moan. But in general, I really think people have forgotten where they've come from or what they used to do when they was kids, right? So that's something that I want to do during the week. And but mine is going to be related to van life. So a lot of the comments are all going to be van life related. Some that I've looked at and I've gone, are they for real? But anyway, right. Stop all that now. Let's move on. Right. So very quickly, all I want to do in this video is I just want to give you a very quick update. I know I've done the video recently and I told you where I've been for the last several months, okay. It's been close to 5 months now. I've not done no videos and I've not done any work on the van. So anybody that's been following this channel very closely, you'll pretty much remember how it was. Well, it's pretty much still the same. I've fitted a lot of the overhead locker doors now. There's still 3 I need to do, which are these 3 here. Now the reason why I'm doing this one again is because it's just hanging down about 15 mil too low from the control panel here. I want all the trim and I want all the locker doors, the overhead locker doors, all in a line, so it looks neat. That sort of bugs the hell out of me, that does. But I made a bit of a ball ache. These are the other two locker doors, but when I was cutting them, I had scrap pieces that were of a very, very similar size, and they've got mixed up with these. And I've grabbed those scrap pieces, covered them, put the T-trim on them, done all the routing, done all that, ready to put them up, and this is my problem. They're both the same size, so they're the hinges. These are the hinges. That's where it would fit. It'd go right there like that. So top's all beautiful. Look at the bottom. It hangs over by about 10 mil at the bottom of the locker here. So I can't live with that. So I have to do all three of these locker doors again. The rest of them have all been done. Other work that needs to be carried out in the van. I've got some boxing of things like the wiring at the back there. Now I've found some really it's absolutely ideal. It's literally some UPVC that comes down the perfect depth from the top, the ceiling, to the top of the door, and then it's got a return on it, an 1.5 inch return, and that hides all that wiring lovely. And all I'm going to do with that material, with that UPVC, is cover it in the carpet, the lighter grey carpet, so it blends in with the back wall. And I'm going to be doing the same here with this stuff, just simply UPVC and the return, that all, you know, covering it in carpet. And well, actually that won't be carpet, that's going to be covered in this white faux leather material I've used for the walls. But yeah, so it's little bits and pieces I've got to do. So I'm going to pan around the whole van for you. So we've got the control panel. Don't worry about the screw holes, they'll all be hidden at some point. There's a couple more things I want to add to that control panel. The fridge, of course. I will be upgrading at some point to lithium batteries, and basically as this stuff starts to fail, anything that's not Victron, as it starts to fail, I will be probably, almost certainly swapping it all over to Victron. Whilst we was away on our Scottish trip, I'm only saying this for anybody that's possibly new here. When we was away on our Scottish trip, my Sterling BB1260 battery charger, or DC to DC charger as it's known in other countries, it basically, a brand new unit, and it basically went belly up, and it kind of ruined the trip because it was the only charging source that I had that could reliably charge up the batteries, because it just so happened that the solar on the roof wasn't doing anything because the weather wasn't favourable for solar, so I was getting no way of charging the batteries. So the only way I could do it would be my sort of 1.5 to 2 hour drive that I was doing each day between locations. So that was then topping the batteries up, or would have topped the batteries up enough for my evening's enjoyment. And at the back, so on the wall here, that's my TV aerial, basically, it's got me fit. On the wall here, I've got quite a substantial TV bracket. I have a 44-inch gaming TV that goes on the wall there. I know it's a little bit overkill, but they don't really do smaller gaming. They do gaming monitors, but I wanted a TV, so it had to be really high quality. So we have sort of spent the money on making sure we've got a good quality TV, because I've got a game Xbox X series. I'm not a big gamer, but if I'm gonna play with the Xbox X series or the PS5, for example, you've got to have the TV that brings out the full potential of that games console and some of the games you may play, like Call of Duty, for example, which they've done in 120 frames per second, blah blah blah. Again, this was all new to me until I started getting into gaming. about 6 months ago, believe it or not. And anyway, so right, that's where the TV goes. Of course, we've got our CM monitor there, carbon monoxide monitor. So what I'd like to do, just to pretty much finish this video off is, I mean, like I say, it was literally just a quick update just to show you where I'm at with the van. So anybody that's been subscribed for a while, you've not seen no build videos. If you have seen the last video, you'll know why I've not really done any videos for the last several months, like 4 to 5 months. We are back now, and we're back to like I say, weekly installments at least, but certainly weekly installments. But I'd like to squeeze in a couple of videos. Let's have a question, eh? Again, these are from nobody in particular, because I've had these questions from, I've had the same questions from quite a lot of people. The questions are either DMs through Instagram, or I've been receiving a fair few emails asking me questions from subscribers. So a very popular one has been mileage. I keep taking my glasses on and off. I can just about see that anyway. A very popular one has been mileage. What sort of mileage am I getting out of this? Now that it's pretty much all done and all the weight on board and everything, we filled this up to the brim. It's a 90-litre tank, I think. 90-litre tank. So it's filled up totally to the brim, so that it's, you know, it's literally 1 pence more, it would have been overflowing. Okay, and so leaving here from London to heading to Scotland, Glencoe, we done around 450 miles. I was only doing 55 miles an hour maximum. I was doing no hard accelerating, and I was really taking it easy because I sort of kind of really wanted to get a good idea what I could get out of this if I was in a somewhere, you know, and for some reason I had no money, and I knew I had a tank. I'd just like to know how much I'm getting exactly for my money. But 450 miles for something that's rated at 6.7 tons, so this size, just a complete and utter square box, I think that's really good going, really good going. However, that changed drastically as soon as we started to hit all your little minor A roads, and you know, your uphills, and braking hard downhill and accelerating hard to get up that steep hill. Knock off at the very least 100 miles, at the very least 100 miles off of that. So it varied quite greatly from motorway driving to around town driving, we call it. It varied greatly, but surprisingly this performed a lot better than I expected it to. So yeah, that pretty much covers the mileage now. Main job that I want to get done this summer, I want to get the help of another sort of 1 or 2 people if I can. So any volunteers there want to help me, send me a message, send me an email, and you are more than welcome to come and help me do what I'm going to say now. I need to get under this truck. You would be on your back most of the time, or sitting down anyway, because there's enough room underneath this truck that you can actually sit down, bolt upright, and do. I want to scrape and rub down the chassis as best as possible, and put a good, I'm not sure what the chemical is called, but it's basically, you know, the small bottles of cure rust crust that you get, which it's a treatment for rust on cars. They sell that in like the 5-litre tins. I basically want to get that and paint that all over the chassis before then painting the chassis. So if any of you guys want to give me a hand, I'll tell you what, I'll supply you the beer, and if you have to have your camper van parked outside, I'll throw you out an extension lead. But anyway, so that's one of the major jobs that I need to do this year, before winter. I want to do that cut through before winter. Which job gets done first, I don't know. So this wall here, okay, this hasn't been touched yet. 2 reasons. One, because I wasn't 100% certain what I wanted to do with this walkthrough, which now I'm going to cut it, but it's only going to, so this won't be getting touched. I'm literally just cutting down. So yeah, here I'm fitting a dartboard. So on a really horrible rainy day, having a dartboard up here, and we've got enough room that it's just about acceptable. So behind that dartboard, I'm going to be putting a map It's going to be a printed, my own supplied map of UK and Europe, but the laminate on that map will be a dry wipe surface. So that's what we're going to be doing along with the dartboard up. And around the dartboard, they just sell you, it's about 6 inches, like all the way around. They sell you like a high density foam piece that just slots over the top of a dartboard. So we'll do that, something like that, just to protect the printed map as much as possible. So that's one of the little jobs you've got to do. So anyway, guys, with that, I'm going to say I'll catch you later. I'll see you in the next video, and everybody stay safe and look after those around you. Okay, take care. Bye now.